Hey everybody, I'm Mr. Malsaw, and today for Definitely Dinosaur Toy Review, it is 8.Anatosaurus. Hope I said that right. Sorry for a long time for this video review, but Halloween and all that stuff was happening, so now I can get back doing these reviews. First off, you can see 8.Anatosaurus has a caveman named Agar. I think that's how to say it, right? And as before, it's a muscly caveman with a bacon strip hairdo. Muscly, same movement, same, and the one with this one, he had a swing on him. As you can see here, this put on the 8.Anatosaurus' neck, and he can just sit on it. I don't know if it's this, well, it looks like a swing, but it's not. Oops, it's the legs are kind of weak, but let's get rid of the swing and caveman. And as always, let's get on to the story, the book. And as like the first couple of Definitely Dinosaur videos, I had this book when I was younger. So 8.Anatosaurus. So there was this little 8.Anatosaurus growing. He was getting bigger every day, and he was growing up with his caveman Agar. As you see, he found him by himself, and he didn't want him to get eaten by other animals, so he took him back to his village. And there, where his dad is the chief of the cave, Zorg. I don't know why they named these cavemen so weird names, but he told him he can keep them as long as he can keep them out of trouble, and if the 8.Anatosaurus becomes too hard to handle, then he has to leave. He says, "All right," and he also called the 8.Anatosaurus Anne. So this one is a girl. So he carefully took play with her, pretty happy. They played everywhere. He gave him plenty of food and water. Just like a pretty good, happy story. Then 8.Anatosaurus was getting bigger. He was getting too big for the cave, so they decided to make a cage. Well, not a cage, but a fence. And a little place for him. So Anger wanted to keep him out of trouble. Even that fence can't do nothing. You need a Jurassic Park electric fence to keep a dinosaur in. So, what happens? Anne got out of the cage and went into the storage room for all the food in the winter. I guess during the age of dinosaurs, there was winter, but yeah, so this 8.Anatosaurus ate all the food that was for the winter. And that does it, stormed Zorg. And just from that, everything he did, everything, it was fine. But I guess after eating, I guess you will have been also pissed off if your dog ate all the food in the house and you were broke. So after eating all the winter food, he had to go. Sorry, I just took a drink. And the next day, they would have to take him to find another 8.Anatosaurus herd. But later in the night, Agar was sad that he had to leave. So he was kind of crying to his sleep. Then Anne came in the cave and woke him up and saying there's a fire somewhere. I don't know where, but yeah, this smelled smoke. Anne smelled smoke, and then there was fire. I guess yes, the fire was bad enough that they couldn't go to the cave, so Zorg was glad that Anne saved them all by telling them, there was a fire. So they all left, and they decided, they had to go for a new cave. And I said this time, a cave big enough for Anne. So at the end, Anne stayed with the tribe, and they lived happily ever after. Well, it doesn't say live happily ever after, but you get the detail. Alright, now to the toy. The main reason why anyone will buy this figure is for the dinosaur, the Anatosaurus. I believe around this time, the only duck-billed dinosaur toy was the Marx Trisodon toy. I have him here somewhere, but anyway, this dinosaur, you can tell he's big, and from my hands, he was one of the big dinosaurs. His head can only go up and down, just like that, just a little movement. Hands couldn't really go 360, but they go side to side. Legs, only side to side, mostly up, forward. Had a tail that you could put 360. And but if you can tell by the camera, Anatosaurus, he's mostly orange color. I did remember in the commercials that he had an orange beak, but it was a pretty dark orange beak. This Anatosaurus is really detailed. Like, they detail him with every pattern I think they can think of possible. There's these ones, then there's the bumpy scales, square scales, plain mouth. And I think of every, like, lines, bumps, everything. They did a lot of detail on this dinosaur toy. The underbelly is just lines. The underfeet are also detailed. And this figure it's a pretty good dinosaur. It's a pretty big duck-billed dinosaur. And now let me just do the size comparisons. Oops. Yeah, just to warn you, if you get this Anatosaurus, beware. Well, I don't know if this is mine, but the legs kind of like to slip down unless you have them balanced good, like that. You see. So you can't have him like I'll try to get him like the balance on his own legs. He has to have his tail on the ground to keep him balanced. Okay, now let me get the other duck-billed dinosaurs I have to do a size comparisons. Size comparison of Anatosaurus is the Safari Imontosaurus and a knockoff of the Marx Trisodon. Luckily, Dino Riders or Jurassic Park didn't make any Anatosaurus figures, so I don't feel that bad. Not trying to compare what its competition was, but Anatosaurus didn't really have dinosaur any other brand competition besides this guy. And and I did see on eBay that there is plenty of Anatosaurus on sale on eBay. If you want a duck-billed dinosaur, if you like this figure, pretty good duck-billed dinosaur. Anatosaurus, I don't really have any other duck-billed dinosaurs besides these ones, and a couple other knockoffs of this Trisodon. Now, the next definitely dinosaur toy review will be Pachycephalosaurus. So check in for that one, and you can comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until then, peace out.